Good morning, everyone. As you can see, I am up a.m. It is 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm feeling rested right now. But as soon as I go back to bed and get up, I will, I will be tired. Anyhow, first of all, I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers and those who watch my videos. Hope you guys are dreaming in your sleep right now. But me, I'm up. Um, I wanted to do this live while I had some energy because because I'm going to be engulfed in uh, a massive program, and I'll probably continue to come on in spurts. When I feel there's something for me to address or talk about, or whatever. Um, so as you can tell by the title, The Rise of the Single Man, question mark. I've been watching this guy's videos, I can't say for a long time, but he showed up in my For You feed, and I've been listening to what he's been saying, and sometimes he makes sense, sometimes he doesn't make sense. But what brings me to this particular video that he posted a short time ago was the title and the message. And I have been, I stay on the net surfing and just listening and watching and kind of seeing where, you know, um, men's minds and women's minds and relationship and the direction that they're going in, the shifts, the moving of the goalposts, the backpedaling, and just all those things concerning male female relationship, and how people's minds are easily swayed, and of course we listen to things that resonate with us and that make us feel good, um and brings relief, about the current state that we're in relationship wise. So I I mean, man, these men are shifting, and back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They don't seem to know where to go, where to rest their mind, sit their mind. They don't have a clear cut direction because there's so many internet gurus, relationship gurus out here giving advice to men. And I mean, it's horrific. It's horrific because we have, of course, we're going to have different views. We're going to have um, different mindsets and different outlooks on things. But I mean, dude, there is just, if you don't know who you are as a person and don't know what direction in life you want to go in, I mean, you're going to be like swinging around back and forth like a tether ball on a pole, you know, getting whacked back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's sad because, you know, um not being raised properly relationship wise, as far as, relationship wise, and how to handle yourself, and to um how not to be easily, how can I say this? How not to have your mind easily captivated by bullshit. So I think one of the things that's going wrong is, first of all, the direction that these men are taking other men in simply for cash. There is no reason for all of these different views to be on the internet regarding the man who is supposed to be the head of relationships and families and processes and different things of that nature. It seems to me that we have just really gotten away from love, from acting according to how your heart and your mind and your body tells you to. Um, if you had to really look at relationships, look at how relationships develop, um, look at how relationships end up, meaning the mother and the father having raised their children. Now they get to max and relax, sit out on the porch, have their, I don't know, lemonade on, ice cold lemonade, chilling, just talking to each other and really getting to know each other again after the children have been raised and left the house and are doing fine in society. The beginning of that is finding a partner that resonates with you, agrees with you. You guys, the energy is there, and you are gonna go through this journey called life together. You know, making sure that the both of you are successful in your relationship. And what does that entail? That entails a man finding a wife, a woman finding a husband, setting relationship goals for the present and the future, right? Um, their focus is on one another, whatever goals they've set, and they push forward to carry out those goals. Some people's goals are to get married, have children, and just, go through life in a peaceful manner. But this is happening sporadically. It's not the norm anymore. I guess it's not the norm according to your family values and what's going on. But there is just too much content on the internet regarding poor relationships and dealing with people with poor outcomes regarding relationships. So if we had to give these men a direction to go in, which should have come from their father and their mother, it would be, if you want to find a wife, find somebody, be faithful, make sure you aren't abusing and hurting that person, and just live a peaceful life. There's a misconception out there that men, they don't have peace with women, and but you have to ask yourself a question: why? What are you doing that is causing you so much disruption with your peace when it comes to a woman? What are you doing? Because if you are in a relationship, you've gotten married, you had some children, you guys are maintaining, progressing, you're focused on the relationship, the kids, the household. Where is there not peace? I mean, I just don't get it, because why are we so at peace alone, but we can't be at peace with another individual? What is the problem? I know that there's a lot of people that are battling with their mind, right? Because of childhood. They've never been guided in a clear cut direction as far as how they should be living their lives. People are all over the place. I mean, promiscuity is rampant, disease is rampant, single motherhood is rampant. I mean, everything is in just such disarray. And it's like, when are we going to bring order? When are we going to bring order to this relationship thing? But I then asked myself the question, what is the major problem? Because men, they say, hold the power to marriage. Women hold the power to sex, right? The problem is that there are too many men on here with too many ideas on how every man should carry himself. And if you are a man that is unsettled in your mind, you're going to fall for anything. You're gonna listen to some man's story about how his woman did him wrong, but he didn't say how he did her wrong, and he's supposed to be able to do her wrong and she not do anything back. I mean, this is it's crazy out here. But anyway, a man can listen to that and be, yeah, these women ain't no good, and then he'll go home and look at his woman. And I mean, it means you don't know yourself when you can listen to a podcast and then immediately take on and agree with the thoughts of a man that's asking you for money, that's telling you, call me, I'm going to set you straight. In this social media game, and in any game, there is always going to be a target audience. Your message is going to be geared to target a certain audience. And for the life of me, I can't understand why people wouldn't just automatically know this. You have to be in media, you have to be in PR, you have to know, and you have to be in advertising, you have to know how to sell an idea when it comes to being on the internet. So, like, you have Princella the Queen Maker, Men Are Incapable of Love, you have Fresh and Fit, you know, screw as many, at least 50 women before you find the one. Screw as many as 50 women, catch some venereal diseases and HIV along the way, and then find the one. You got, we don't love these hoes. We got, all these different, she got to be fit, feminine, and friendly, Kevin Samuels, and he got to make 6 figures in order to take care of a family of 3. What else is out here? Oh, we got this guy here. How to play women, thinking that as a man, he knows how women think. I mean, it's just so many different views and ideas out here, but the main thing that should always, always strike a red flag is when the person is giving out a message, not necessarily giving out a message, but sending out a message and asking for payment for the message. Really. You should not be paying anybody for an internet message. You shouldn't be paying anybody for an internet message. You should already, it's entertainment. And that's all it is. It's entertainment. You're paying for entertainment. So just like watching a television program, would you change your life because you watched a television program? If it's not an educational message on how to properly do something, or how to, what a good book to read, or something that's going to provide some substance in your life, why would you change? Why would you watch, let's say, for example, um just any kind of movie that you know is fake, and then change your mindset to be thinking like one of the people in the movie. This is basically what you're doing. So you have men on the internet that are putting out a message, and you as a viewer, you're changing your whole mindset because this television program or this internet program said so. How foolish is that? That's a very, very, very foolish thing to do, unless it is a positive message. It is going to ensure that you have growth in a positive manner, and that you are encouraged to do the right thing. I know I'm preaching to the choir because there's temptations out there, and everybody is not able to resist those temptations. So I guess maybe that's one of the issues. But anyway, let's go into this video. I wanted to just fair use is for educational purposes only. This is not my content. I'm just using it for entertainment purposes. Fair use, fair use. Anyway, let's go. I'm going to share my screen. I don't know why I'm sharing my own doggone screen, but anyway, y'all gotta excuse me. I did just wake up about a half an hour ago. Okay, here we go. So this guy, Mr. 1950, I've watched him. Like I said, some of the things he says make a little bit of sense. This video right here, I thought was just BS because I'll tell you why. But anyway, so yeah. He says, the rise of the single man purpose over PUSSY. Right? Hold on one second. Okay, hold on. Okay, it's way over here. Okay. Yeah, so why is it doing that? Okay, anyway, let me see. Hold on one second. Share my screen. Where you at? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. Okay. So I need to open up that is like on a totally different screen. So I have to go over here. Hold on 1 second. Oh God. Let me see. Let's see if we'll do it like that. Okay, let me go to my history. Hold on 1 second. I apologize. Oh my God. What do we have going on here? Okay, let me do this. Okay. So it's not even on my um in my watch history. That's crazy. Let me do this. Okay. What? Oh my God. What is going on? Why can't I? Okay, let me do this. Hold on. Because it appears as if, let me see. Oh, here it is right here. Okay, here we go. Pause. Go back. Okay, we got it. Here we go. Okay, here we go. The rise of the single man, purpose over PUSSY. When I listen to this video, I'm like, dude, one of the purposes in life is PUSSY. What are you talking about, dude? The rise of the single man. What do you mean? These men have been living the single life since they were able to start living their own life, as evidenced by them not being married. If you are not a married man, you are a single man. If you are not in a committed relationship, being faithful, you are a single man. If you are dating more than one woman, you are a single man. Because your faithfulness, loyalty does not lie with the woman that you're with, because you're with many women. If you are a married man sleeping with multiple women, you are a single man, because you have not committed yourself even to the wedding vows that you took with a person that you're with. You're a single man. So where have men not been single? Because they have carried themselves like they have been single even though they're married for decades, since the beginning of time. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, the single man has been here. Where is he rising to? But anyway, let's go.
You know what? I don't really do the. I try not to cuss, but let me say this. Fuck all of them. Fuck all of them. The rise of the single man.
So when he says fuck them, fuck all of them, he means women. Okay, well then, if it's fuck all women, then who you gonna fuck? Yourself? Who you gonna fuck? Yourself? Now, let me tell you guys, I didn't watch it all the way through. Let me see. I watched it. I didn't watch the whole 14 minutes. As a matter of fact, I think I did. Maybe I did or didn't know. Who knows? But there's a hidden message. There is a hidden message in here. There's a hidden message in here, and I'm going to enlighten you on the hidden message, right? Because sometimes you got to read between the lines. But let's continue.
The rise of the single man. Let me tell y'all this, man. Fuck them all. And let me start off by saying this. I want to talk to you men in regards to this. Let me make something real clear. Men all over the world are waking up. They're waking up. They're done being used, done being lied to, and done playing in the game.
That's kind of crazy that he would say that. They're done being used, they're done being lied to, and no, pretty much you guys are the ones that's using and lying. So I'm just kind of saying, like, are you done using and lying and playing games? Because you can't be done from getting used. Getting used for what? What are you actually getting used for? A few dollars? Some dirty dick? I mean, when you really ask yourself the question, what are you really being used for? And when you say you're being used, it means that you aren't benefiting from the situation. So I'm just kind of wondering, like, anytime you get together with somebody and you do for them, they're going to do for you unless you are just out here screwing every Sally, Jane, Sue, and Shaniqua. In that case, if you have not settled down with one person and set your resources in the environment where you and this person reside, or set your resources in the relationship, and you're screwing multiple different women and you have to pay to take these multiple different women out on dating, you don't get to reap any benefits from doing so, then you have put your own self out there to be used. He'll mention child support and different things of that nature. What's bringing a woman to 86 you, divorce you, and then get child support? It's the fact that you're cheating, you're lying, and you're playing games. And when you have when we as women, when we have children, we know there's no time to play games, because these kids got to have a roof over their head. They got to eat. It's mandatory that they go to school, and they have to grow up to be something in life, and that takes hard work. That shit is not easy. So why have a man that's making it 20 times harder around when you can just 86 him and drop, I guess, what, shit, 75% of the weight, and then you got, your 25% or whatever to continue on. It's lighter. It's lighter when you have a person, when you X out people that are playing games, that are lying, that are cheating, that are causing stress. So we're looking at the end result, the divorce, the child support, but we aren't looking at what happened to bring us to this end result. But I mean, y'all don't care, because life is nothing but a game to you guys anyway. So let's go.
Game that was never built for them to win unless you have game.
See? Unless you have game. Let's back it up so we can hear exactly what he said.
Done being lied to and done playing in the game that was never built for them to win unless you have game. But they're done.
See that? You wanna start out playing games. You want to learn how to play games. You want to learn how to play games. And when you play games, when you play a game, there's a winner and there's a loser unless you're playing team. Unless you're playing with a team, then the entire team wins. But then there's always going to be losers. So when you talk about the relationship game, that he's saying you have to have game, if you're playing against the woman as a man, one of you is going to win and one of you is going to lose. So when you come into a relationship playing games, there's going to be a loser. And 9 times out of 10, the man is going to be the loser. We women lose. We lose, but you know what I'm saying? We don't, we heal. You niggas don't heal. Y'all be stuck on this woman that you feel played you. Y'all be stuck on her for umpteenth years. Can't even start a sound relationship. Can't even start another relationship without bringing that baggage into, oh, this she my ex, she did me so wrong. Why are you still talking about your ex? You're not even with your ex anymore. Go be with your ex if you want to still talk about your ex. Like, what are we doing here? You're supposed to be focused on me. You're focused on somebody that you're not even with anymore. That's one of the problems. But then when you talk about learning how to play a game, there's going to be a loser and there's going to be a winner. And 9 times out of 10, the person that comes into the relationship playing the game is going to be the loser. So if you're dating with a purpose, you have a better outcome. But if you're dating just for sex, just to be nosy and get all in the bitch business, and just to, have somebody to take out and show off and never settle down, and you want to show off multiple women, you're going to lose. That's a losing game right there. It's a losing game right there. Every time you date a woman and you don't stick with that woman, you've lost. You've lost her. You think it's a win to date a woman, maybe sleep with her a couple of times, and then dump her. No, you're not dumping her. You're losing her because you're playing games. That's a loss. So anyway, this video he's doing right now is geared towards what he's referring to the older population of Black men as silverbacks. As a silverback, dude, you should not be playing games. You should not be listening to this to learn how to play a game. Dude, it's time to settle it on down. But anyway, let's continue to listen to it.
Done. This isn't bitterness though. Let me check that. This isn't hate. This is a rise of single men. Let me tell you something. The silverback who refuses to be tamed. And today, I'm going to definitely.
The silverback who refuses to be tamed. Baby boy, the silverback should be settled already. He has, as a young man, I'd say, he has found his wife. He has had a few children, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children, however many children he wanted to have. By the time he's in his 50s or 50, mid-50s, 60s, his last child should be moving towards their 20s, in college or working and having their own relationship. and he should be with his wife, kicked back on the front porch with his feet up, drinking a cool glass of lemonade and having a discussion about his grandkids with his wife. I know everybody's end goal is not the same, but when you're talking about being an old man, because that's what a silverback is, you're an old man. A silver fox, you're an old man. You're an old man. Let's put it back in the correct context. You're an old man, what society will call an old man, right? You're not as vibrant. You're not as healthy. You're not as fast as you used to be. You having back aches, leg aches, foot aches, neck aches, head aches, arm aches, you know, stomach aches. You're having all these different things that go along with aging. And so the games you should be done with. The raising of your own children, you should be pretty much done with. You as a silverback should be to the point where now you can focus on self, or focus on, you and your wife can focus on, you know, winding down, as some would say. This man is talking about winding up as a single, as a single man, which, hey, I don't disagree with that. But when you are rising up to continue to play games, because this is what you've been playing games, this is what you've been doing all your life, playing games. This is why you're a single man, because no woman that you got with would put up with your bullshit. So you end up a single man. This is what happens when you play games. You lose. You end up being the loser. And so in this society, if you're a single man and you're in your 50s, 60s, and 70s, you're a loser in the relationship aspect of your life, sir. And so being a loser, now you want to tell these men to continue to lose in their older age. Yeah, he's basically telling you to continue to be a loser by learning how to play a new losing game. But I guess, people have their own ideas about being a winner, and being a loser. But being that men and women are put on this earth and we connect, you know what I'm talking about. We connect. It seems kind of silly to play the single game, right? Now you play the single game when you find out that, society is just playing games and never have really any real good intentions for you. Yeah, you play the single game, but you don't play the single game to learn how to play another game so that you can stay single and continue to lose. Right? The only reason that men and women alike can play these games, these single games, is because there's nursing homes out there. There's nursing homes out there. So while you're playing games in your relationship and your wife is leaving you, or you're mistreating your wife, you're mistreating your kids, and then when your kids get grown or whatever, and your wife finally says, fuck this shit, the kids are grown, I'm getting a divorce, I'm divorcing you. You reach your silverback age with your back aches and your foot aches and your leg aches and your stomach aches and your head aches and your neck aches, different things of that nature. And you get to the age where you need some help. You ain't got no wife, and you've mistreated your kids, so you don't even have them to help take care of you. So you end up in a nursing home. The only reason men are acting up the way they're acting up is because there's nursing homes. Like a lot of men, like he's saying, fuck it, fuck them all. We don't give a fuck. You know why? Because you can go to a nursing home. you can go to a nursing home and live. And the reason women are saying fuck them, fuck all these niggas, fuck all these men, is because they can get their own check. They no longer depend on the man for their stability. So men have been given a way to opt out, and women have been given a way to opt out, which is fine. I think it's fabulous that, options have increased, throughout the years, and, everybody can pretty much do what they want to do. So in this day and age, you got to know that if a woman is with you and she's capable of getting her own bag, that speaks volumes. It says she really wants to be with you. She is not playing a game when she has her own shit. You can't tell with a man if he wants to really be with you or not. When he has to, because a man is supposed to have his own bag. He's supposed to have his own stability. He has to have his own everything. And with these men playing so many games, it is the woman that doesn't know the man's intentions. But you gotta know, if a woman got her own bag and she is with you and wants to be with you, she's genuine, because what is there for her to use you for? So it seems like the men have more proving themselves to do than women. And then even if a man gets a woman who's young and doesn't have her own bag, or who's older and has lived off her children all her life, doesn't have her own bag, the man is expected to provide if he gets with that type of a woman who doesn't have her own bag. So he would still have to end up proving himself. He'd have to prove that he can provide. He can take care of this woman and all her needs, and provide. Maybe a couple of kids she already got or whatever. Even if she doesn't have any kids, you still have to take care of that whole woman who doesn't have her own bag. So I'm just kind of wondering, like I said, the man has more proving to do than the woman at all times in whatever relationship he's in. So I don't understand what he's saying when men are tired of being used. Used how? How? But anyway, let's go.
Talk about that so much on why more men are saying fuck all of them, and why silverbacks just don't walk away. They build, they lead, and they stay standing when everybody else crumbles. So that's the truth, man. I'm gonna tell y'all hit the like button, man. This is some real game for y'all. Y'all hit the like button. Let's get into it. Look here, walking away from what most men call a rigged market, right?
I want to know, how is the market rigged against men? How? You would have this mindset if you do nothing but play games. If you're just out here playing games, you will have this mindset, oh, the game is rigged. No, stupid. You're mixing the games up. You can't mix Monopoly with Sorry, with Battleship, with you can't mix them up. Figure out which game you're in and learn how to play it for a good outcome, which means you're going to play the game the right way. You're not going to cheat. They always say cheaters never prosper and quitters never win. Y'all mixing the game up. You think you're supposed to get married and cheat. You think you're supposed to date multiple women and and have good outcomes. You think you're supposed to be in a committed relationship and cheat. You think you're supposed to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different baby mamas. You think you're supposed to have what got there? You're mixing. You guys are mixing at least 2 games together. You can't mix married and single life into one. You get some bullshit. You get a bullshit. You get bullshit. The outcome is bullshit. Me personally, if I knew back then what I knew today, my whole thing would have been, if you already have a child with somebody, you shouldn't be having more kids with other people. But hey, by the time we wake up, we're in a world of shit, and we have to get a clear-cut direction to get ourselves out of it. If you're a man, and if you're a single man with no kids, and you are dating a woman with kids, you shouldn't make any kids with her. It should have been, we have kids with one person and one person only. I applaud all the men out there who have one baby mama, as we gonna call her, because she a baby mama, because all you niggas is cheating. I don't care if she's your wife or your girlfriend. She's just your baby mama if you're cheating, because that's all the respect you're giving her, is the respect of having your kids. You don't respect her in any other fashion. And then some men don't even respect the woman that has their kids. It's rare. But we should have been one man, one woman, the child, the children. And there should not have been multiple baby daddies, multiple baby mamas. If the man knows he already has a child with a woman or a couple of kids with the same woman, he shouldn't be out here making babies with 6, 7 different women. It's destructive. It was destructive. But anyway,
men, let me just say this. Most men are realizing the game is rigged. The dating market is rigged. The courts are rigged. The culture is rigged. I can mention all these things. We know the negatives in each one of those, right? There are women out here that will manipulate you dating. They're out here for your money. These are also, the court.
Well, they're out here for your money. What money? What money? What money? A few dollars, $50, $200, $500, $1,000. That ain't no money. That's not money. The majority of you men have no money. Let's look at the men that actually have money. The business owners, the athletes, the entertainers, the CEOs, the people. I'm talking about real money to where they're in $1 million homes. And all they're doing is paying property taxes. The shit is bought and paid for. What about landowners? Those are the men with real money. And those men have wives, sir. So your little $20, your little $500, your little $1,000, and your 50-50, it's not money. It's not real money. So what are we talking about being used for our money? A couple of dollars? Like what are you you men don't have real money. And that is what you're failing to realize. That's what you're failing to realize. Giving a woman little 200, 500,000, that's nothing. That's not money, sir. That's not money. So you're tired of being used for your money. I guess money is money, but what I don't get it. If you had gone through life the way you were supposed to, which means you were supposed to grow up, get a career, buy a home, find a wife, have some kids, do things the right way, be home for your wife and for your kids. If you want to party with your wife. If you want to have your friendships with your male friendships, different things of that nature. But there should have been one woman in your life, two max. And when I say two max, I mean your mama. You know, that is important, or maybe the women in your family. Those are the women. Those are the women that you should have been focused on, not random broads. You should have been focused on your mama, your sisters, and your wife. Yeah. Yeah. So since you didn't, since you decided you wanted to go out there and play, because y'all you niggas is playing big man on campus because you got a penis and because you got women out here that have low none to low to none to no values, and it's easy to get them. You have chosen to play games and play losing games at that. And it's always somebody else's fault but your own. Oh, we're tired of being used. Well, how'd you get used, sir? If you had one wife and some kids, you guys are contributing towards a common goal. How would you have been being used? How would you have been used? Well, how would you get tired of being used? Men are putting themselves out there to get used and then say, oh, we tired of being used. Okay, well, why you fuck you keep putting yourself out there to be used? You know that there's every type of woman out here, just like there's every type of man out here. There's a faithful woman and there's an unfaithful woman. There's women who out here in this world who have no intentions on settling down or being with one man, and we call those 304s. We have women out here in survival mode who don't have whose family failed her, and she has to be in survival mode where she and one man and with the men playing games as well. If she knows that a man is not with her for a relationship and she has to stay in survival mode, then sir, you're gonna have to give up a few dollars. But in that instance, you guys are using each other. So if you haven't found a woman to settle down with and make your wife, and set your resources on a common goal and stick to it, and not be trying to date every, like I said, Sue, Jay, Mary, and Shaniqua, then your money wouldn't be spread out and so thin. So you guys are out here spreading your money thin between all these women, and then talk about you getting used. Sir, no, you're putting your money out there. You're putting yourself out there to get used. So what are you talking about? But this is what I'm talking about. These terrible messages. And I'm if nobody else understands, I understand that as we grow and as we age, we come to, there's different levels of comprehension. Every year you comprehend more and more and more. And this is why women usually end up getting a divorce, because we're starting to comprehend. And not only that, we're comprehending more, we look back and we say, damn, what has my life been with this man? We gain a new outlook on life. And if that outlook, if we reassess and that outlook says, ma'am, you're losing, we switch it up, we change, we move on. Because who wants to be a loser all their lives? We're gonna lose. There's times we do lose. But that's when you reassess and you start and you change the goal and you start winning. So I mean, I'm just kind of like, I'm not getting it with this guy.
Or when it comes to child support, but you can control all that as men.
See when it comes to child support, why are you paying child support? Why did your relationship or your marriage fail? Because mind you, fellas, you don't have to have gone through a marriage and divorce to have to pay child support. All you have to do is impregnate a woman, leave her, not help her financially take care of the child, and then you end up paying child support. So how did you carry yourself that ended up in you having to pay child support? Because last time I checked, a married man or a man in a committed relationship that's present for his woman and his children, they don't pay child support. They don't have to pay child support. They're taking care of their family, taking care of their responsibilities. So why, sir, are you paying child support? What did you do in your relationship, whether it was marriage or non-marriage? What did you do that made that woman have to have somebody else force you to give money to take care of your children, sir? Why does somebody have to force you to take care of your children? What are you doing? I mean, I'm just asking a question, because a woman doesn't get pregnant and say, "Oh, I'm going to put this man on child support." No, if that's your woman, you're with her, you're there, you're helping her take care of the child physically, mentally, and financially. What's the problem, sir? What had happened was what had happened?
You don't have to deal with women who won't deal with you on your terms. You don't have to have babies by women who want to take you for child support. Be married to them. Get your game up, understanding how this works, right? But what I will tell you is, a man gives you 20 years of his life, and in one divorce, he loses the house, the kids, and half his income. And the world tells him to man up most of the time. Silverbacks don't play games they can't win. We flip them, the table, and create a new one. And let me tell you how. Get you some game. See, the game is going to put you in a position to understand the world as a whole. We understand the decisions we make. We understand how that affects us. We understand all of these things. We understand how it affects us. We understand how to make the decisions with the women, how to vet the women, how to do the things on our terms, how to live our life the way we want it, how to build our legacy, how to continue to build finances and wealth for our.
So you a silverback and you just now building a legacy? Sounds to me like you're kind of behind. Because see, this is what I'm saying. As a man who already has children, who is in his 50s and 60s, dude, you were playing the game wrong. Since we're going to put it in the game aspect, you were playing the game wrong. You should be in your 50s and 60s ready to hand down your business, which is your legacy, to your children, to maybe your oldest son or your two oldest sons, or if you don't have no sons, to your daughters, your two oldest. What are you talking about? As a silverback, you're in your 50s and 60s and 70s. If you don't have a legacy already, sir, you're not going to have one. By the time you're 50, 60, and 70, you're coming at in your 50s, you're winding down to retirement. You're winding down to a chair. You're the little guy has wound down. And and your counterpart, your woman counterpart, she's winding down. Her little tutu is not as hot and heavy as it used to be. So she's winding on down with your little man. Y'all winding down together. Right? But if you don't have that counterpart to wind down with you, you're winding down by yourself, and then you're trying to go get younger women who are hot and ready to mingle with a little man. And your little man has wound down. So you're never going to satisfy a younger woman. She's riled up and you're wound down. It doesn't match. So back to this legacy that you're going to start building as a silverback. And then who are you going to hand it down to? Because your kids don't like you. So what are you going to do? Yeah, your new woman, your new younger woman, she's in it for the bucks, sir. She's in it for the bucks because you're 50, 55, 60. Your life is winding down, and this young girl, her life is just starting. This is what y'all don't understand. You're winding down, and the young girl's life is just starting. You know how much life that young girl has lived. So you niggas that's in your mid 50s, your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s. Your life is winding down, and you mean to tell me that you're gonna go get somebody in their 20s and 30s, and you think they love you? That you think they love you? You think they're with you because they love you? You think they're with you because they want to eventually change your diapers? You think they want to eventually have to transfer you from bed to wheelchair? No, they're in it for the bucks, sir. You only have a short time left. And when you get with a young woman and you're trying to build, no, you're trying to build with her. No. What are you building? The construction should be done. The construction should be, your construction should be done. The younger woman is the one that's building. So yes, you're being used when you get with a younger woman, because your goals can't be aligned, because you have done everything and she has yet to do all the things that you have done. Yes, men and women, we do the same things. We just do it as a man and as a woman. So you're in your 50s and 60s and you done lived life, you done experienced everything in the book, and you want to get with a younger woman who hasn't? And build what? Kind of doesn't make any sense. You guys, you're illogical. You're not thinking. You need to stop listening and start thinking for yourselves. You need to stop listening to these men, and you need to start thinking and listening to yourself. I mean, as a silverback, sir, as a single silverback, if we had no money in this world, if life wasn't based on money right now, as a silverback, what would you have to offer? I'll wait. I'll repeat that. If this world was not based off of money, as a silverback, what would you have to offer to a woman? Yeah, it's that bad. So I'm gonna say this, and then I gotta go. I'm going back to bed. As a silverback, at this point in time in your life, in your 50s and in your 60s, if you have not built anything other than that, though, let me rephrase that. As a silverback, if you haven't put in any work into a relationship in your 20s, 30s, and by the time you're 40, so you basically you want to start in your 20s, or you want to start after you graduate college, after you get your job, after you buy your home and different things of that nature, then you find your woman. So let's say by your late 20s, early 30s, you're ready to, um, settle down, get you a woman so you can put in some time. Because winding on down to retirement means you're winding on down to limited funds. And so, what kind of work have you put into your woman to where when the finances do wind down, she don't wind up and go the other way and leave you, right? I don't know what mindset you men are in to think that you're going to be 50, 60 years old and winding down and you're going to get with this young woman and she's just going to love you to death and just be so faithful to you and just want to be with you for the rest of her life. No, sir, you only have a little bit of life left. And when I say a little bit of life, not to mean that you're going to be dead, but it means your energy level, your ability to keep a woman interested, your ability to sexually satisfy a woman, your ability to financially take care of a woman. All that shit is wound down. So you got a few years left, and this woman, this young woman that you've gotten that you've gotten with, she has so much life to live. So the only way you're going to, I don't know, I guess per se, have a woman in your life in your silverback years that is not out for your money is the woman that you've been with for 20, 30 plus years, that you put in physically, mentally, and financially. You put in the work. So, because like a lot of these silverback, they think that just because they got, the only thing you're putting into the relationship is money at this point. You don't have enough time. You don't have enough time. And when I say you don't have enough time, you don't have enough dick stamina. You don't. You're mentally tired. You're tired. This is what this man is saying. He's saying that you silverbacks, you're mentally tired. You don't have it anymore. So now you have to learn how to play a new game. I don't know what that game is going to be. I guess single. Now you have to learn how to play the single game. You have to learn how to put purpose over pussy, I guess is what he's saying, because you don't have the mental stamina, mental stamina. You don't have the physical stamina, and nor do you have the financial stamina. You're winding down, and you have no one to wind down with you because you've played games all your life. You've mistreated women all your life. You were just out for pussy all your life. Now that you're old and you've hit the wall, as Kevin Samuels would say, now you want to put pussy in the background because you can't satisfy pussy anymore. So now you have to put purpose over pussy because pussy don't want you. Pussy wants money. You don't have it. You're out of the financial competitive game, right? I mean, unless you're just a millionaire and have your own money, right? And then in that case, that's all you have to offer now is money because you're mentally and physically tired. And so when this young girl gets with you, she don't see you as nothing but a bag because you can't do shit else. You can't do shit else. So therefore, if you don't have a bag, you don't have a woman. Because even in your old age, you still don't know what woman you're supposed to be going after. You men are in la la land. These young girls don't want you because she likes the gray hair on your dick. She likes you because you if you got some money, that's what she likes you for. She don't like you because your little Peter only works every now and again. No. So what are you talking about, sir? that woman that's supposed to like you broke and like you whether your little Peter gets hard or not is a woman that you put in 30 years with, sir. You can't put in 5 years, 10 years with a woman. It takes longer than that. It takes longer than that. You just got if you have a wife of 10 years, you only 3 years uh past the 7 year itch where shit really starts to go correctly in the relationship, sir. So you're in your 50s, you got a woman in her 20s and 30s. 10 years from now, you'll be in your 60s. What the fuck do you have to offer besides money? But anyway, I might continue this at another. I might make this a part one and then go to a part two. But I'm going to bed. So anyway, have yourselves a good day. I'll see y'all later. Wow.